Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, June 13th, 2022. So this will have covered the week of June 6th through the 12th of 2022. I would say that this was a reasonably productive week, even though no platinum trophies were earned, because I made progress in a total of 4 different games that are taking up, well, 3 of them specifically, are taking up quite a bit of time in the trophy world right now. So let's go ahead and discuss Horizon Forbidden West, because it's the first and last game on the list. As you can see, I have completed a New Game Plus playthrough on any difficulty, and I completed a playthrough on Ultra Hard. To be completely honest, Ultra Hard was definitely not as difficult as I was expecting it to be. You can just sprint straight through the story, basically, is all you have to do, and you can avoid a lot of the fighting throughout the game. And as long as you just sort of understand the mechanics, it makes the game a lot easier. But what matters more is you have to bring in the proper gear into it. So a few of the things you need, you want to have all of your pouches upgraded as much as possible because it'll allow you to carry more healing items and ammo and all that good stuff. A lot of people suggest using, I think it's the Wings of the Ten Blast Sling. It's like a legendary blast sling, and that one's really good. So I actually didn't get the chance to use that, though, because I didn't have it upgraded at the time. So the main weapon I used throughout the run was actually one of the spike throwers. It's the legendary spike thrower, the like spike, not spike snout, something like that. Whatever it is, though, it's a spike thrower, and it was surprisingly very good. Like, the spike throwers are a little bit trickier to use than, say, a blast sling or a standard bow, but that particular one, as long as you have plenty of ammo or plenty of materials to craft the upgraded explosive ammo, or the advanced explosive ammo, I believe is what it's called, you can kill a lot of the machines pretty quickly. The only real difference between difficulties is on Ultra Hard, you die quite a bit faster, so you have a lot less health, or it's not even really that, it's more just that enemies have more health and deal way more damage to Aloy. And that's really the only difference is, aside from the fact that their health bar actually does not appear on screen, which is a little bit annoying. That's actually, it can become a little bit stressful at times because then you don't know how much health the boss has left versus how little ammo or healing items you might have left. But for the most part, most levels are not really all that bad overall as long as you're careful and understand the basic mechanics and have some good weapons. There were a handful of sections, such as it's the mission Pharaoh's Tomb, because they force you to use a different outfit that gives you like no protection. So that was a little bit tough, and the final boss is a massive bullet sponge. They can take a ridiculous number of hits. So, I mean, I ended up basically running entirely out of ammo by the end of that, and healing items, but I did get through it eventually. Now, I will say, though, this DLC is very finicky when it comes to auto-popping. So, what you have to do for this to work is, as soon as you beat the game on Ultra Hard New Game Plus, make a manual save at a campfire and then upload I don't know if you actually have to upload the save to the cloud, I don't think you do. And then from there, X out of the game, go to the PS5 version. This is only if you care about auto-popping it. If you're not going to auto-pop it or not playing both versions of it, then this can all be pretty much ignored. But you have to exit out of the game and go to the PS5 version and then import that manual save, and that should auto-pop these 2 trophies. As for the New Game Plus weapons, dyes, and face paints, it should have this updated by now. So 64%, so that is something like... Does it actually tell me specifically? Yeah, 11 out of 17. So 11 out of 17 are done. I bought all the most expensive ones, though. I bought all the weapons, which requires a total of 80 tokens out of the 125 total. So beyond that, I'm only missing like probably about 30 more tokens, which is going to take a while because I didn't do quite as much on my Ultra Hard playthrough. But I'd rather be able to clean it up on story difficulty where the game is significantly easier. Because on story difficulty, everything dies in literally like 2 hits, so it's just not even a challenge, which is really nice to know. It makes farming materials way easier. So I would definitely... What I would recommend doing is your first New Game Plus playthrough, do it on ultra hard and just rush the game. Do only the 17, well actually 15 because you can skip the first two because they're tutorial. So just do the 15 required story missions. And I would say get any of the tall necks, get the 5 tall necks that you can come across because they get you 2 tokens apiece and they're all much easier because you can get a Sunwing much earlier. Because the Sunwing call carries over, but you don't start with a Sunwing. You have to hijack one to be able to truly unlock it. So do those, and feel free to do a couple of the Relic Ruins as well, because they can get you a few more tokens. So do all of that on your ultra hard playthrough, but avoid pretty much all of the side missions and the errand quests and all the other stuff. And then, once you have done everything you can and beaten the story and got those first 2 trophies, go to the base and start another New Game Plus and select Story Difficulty. And if you do that, you can just breeze through everything on Story Difficulty. It's not a problem at all. So that's how I would recommend doing it. Some people might say to do your story playthrough first so you can have enough tokens to unlock all of the new weapons. But honestly, I mean, I assume the weapons would be decent if you fully upgraded them, but they can take a long time to get fully upgraded because there's 8 of them and they're legendary, so they have a lot of slots and need a lot of materials. So, I mean, it's up to you which way you want to do it. But personally, I know that, like, Power Picks has this DLC as, like, a 6.5 out of 10. I don't see that, honestly. I really only felt like this was about a 4 out of 10. And I'm not that good at games. I think the reason I found it easier, though, was simply because I did just blow through the game as quickly as possible on Ultra Hard, plus I brought in a couple of really highly upgraded, really only 1 or 2 highly upgraded weapons, and I didn't even have that Wings of the Ten Blast Sling. I would also recommend the Oseram Artificer as your outfit, because it provides a flat 55 damage resistance to every type of damage except for, I think, Frost and Plasma, which you can fix those with the weaves in the game, so 1 for each element. So if you have all of that, it's really not all that hard of a game, especially if you spent time farming a lot of materials on the easier difficulty on your original playthrough and got stuff upgraded and maybe have a good supply of, you know, berries and shards and wood and everything you would need to craft ammo within your chest. I guess if you didn't have all of that, it could be a lot more difficult, so maybe that's why he's got it rated higher. But for me personally, it was like a 4-ish out of 10, and it wasn't too bad, even without like the Shield Weaver armor from the first game. I really didn't have too many problems with it. I got through it within just a few days, so it didn't give me that much trouble. But maybe I'm in a minority on that. Maybe I just got lucky at a few places. Maybe it's just good that I spent all that time farming materials. For the trophy guide we're writing for it, I'm putting it as a 5 out of 10 just in case, because I know that if I put it any lower than that, I'll get a lot of angry comments in that comment section saying, how in the hell is this a 4 out of 10? This is at least a 7 out of 10. Because I'm sure I'm going to get that comment at least once regardless. Even though I can't possibly comprehend how this could be considered a 7 out of 10 when that's where Bloodborne is rated. And Bloodborne is a much harder game than this. At least I assume that is. I played it like a couple of times ever with friends. Anyway, let's just ignore all that. So, another major game I worked on this week was, if I don't hit the wrong button there, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and I am very close to being done with this game. So, I actually completed nearly every planet. I want to say the only planet I currently have left is possibly a couple of side things on Endor, and a majority of Exegol is all that's left in terms of planets. I have 1 or 2 more ships, I believe. I know I gotta finish the Death Star too, and I think I might have 1 other ship to get, but I'm not entirely sure. So I have that to do, and I'm talking about the big capital ships that you can take over. I still need a couple more of the ships that you can actually purchase once you find the ship tokens for them. But I mostly was finishing off the hub worlds and completed a ton of stuff. Sometimes the challenges give you Kyber bricks, like I'm well over 1100 Kyber bricks in. So progress has been great. I achieved True Jedi on every level because I finished the first 8 movies, so I'm only missing the Rise of Skywalker, so I've actually finished the True Jedi on all of them, but I still need to complete a few more level challenges throughout that movie, as well as the mini kits for all 5 of those levels. I have a couple more character classes to fully upgrade, but I'll be able to get that once I have enough Kyber bricks. The data cards, I think I'm missing maybe 1, presumably the one on Exegol. And then the characters, I'm missing about 10 more characters, so nearly done with that. Actually, I think it's less than 10 characters. Then the events in the galaxy, that should of course come once I get the 1200 Kyber bricks and have every sector finished to 100%. I completed all the races, but I haven't finished all the challenges. I think I still have about 5 challenges left, so that one could take a little bit longer because I still got to find the Wookiee in a few places, and then there's a couple other objectives after that. Still haven't done these 2 miscellaneous trophies. I'm going to need to look up both of these to see exactly how to do them, but I'll probably save the Jedi Mind Trick trophy here. I'll probably save that for last because I'm not sure where I am on the creature trophy. And then, was there any other trophies I earned this week? Okay, yep, all of the Jawa's Faulty Droid missions. It's just a chain of side missions that you do on Tatooine, so you do all of those and you get this trophy. You'll get that along the way with the 100%. And yeah, that's it. So I'm actually very close to being done. I could have this platinum done this coming week, but because I probably won't be streaming this coming weekend, because of that, I probably won't be finishing the game just yet because I want to stream the platinum being obtained. And I'll talk more about that a little bit later on. And the final game I worked on was Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition Trophy Set 2. We received expansion pack 16. So for those who don't remember, I did the entirety of the original trophy list, or almost the entirety of it, in my own world, completely on my own. Just in my worlds, I worked for everything. It was a time. There was a lot of stuff to do throughout it. But I did it all legitimately in my own worlds, and I'm still very proud of that. But as of this set 2, I've been using Cookiest Monster's world. He is a legend for having a realm set up that allows you to get all the trophies so easily. I think his realms work really well for all of the other DLCs for the base game, and even the base game as well. I don't know, because like I said, I did all that legitimately on my own in my worlds, and I'm very proud of it. With the exception, I think I did the map trophy in someone else's world because I couldn't figure out how to do it in mine. And I think that I did like the 1 or 2 of the panda trophies in someone else's world because I just could not get them to spawn in any world that I had. So I think that was about the only exceptions to that. So in this case, we have expansion 14, which came out about a year ago, actually. But with this one, his world has the ability to do all of these. Same with expansion 15, so that was the Caves and Cliffs update that came out back at the very end of 2021. And I will say, if we look back at some of these trophies, I feel like this one probably wouldn't have been too difficult to do legitimately. I assume this one must be fairly easy because a lot of people actually do have it for being such a late DLC. This one is definitely the toughest of these first 3. I'm not entirely sure how you would do it in a normal world. As for expansion 15, this one probably wouldn't be terrible if you just have to have the right thing at the bottom. I don't know if you could just use a puddle of water, if you need a slime block or what, or a honey block. Probably wouldn't be terrible. It would just take some time to get all the materials ready. This one could be a little bit annoying because I don't know how you would get a villager up to the build height limit. Then this one you would need, I presume that you need a very specific music disc, but you might just need any music disc and play it in a meadow. And then this one, I'm pretty sure you have to carry the Strider out of the Nether and bring it into the overworld, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Because, I mean, I've lost track so heavily of what Minecraft is even like nowadays, because once the Bedrock update came out, I lost pretty much all interest in the game because it fundamentally changed so much of it, and the game has never functioned as well since then. So that's the main reason why I've never really been interested in doing that. But as for Expansion 16, you have to kill a mob next to a catalyst, which I always thought the catalyst was the thing that's like underwater. I'm not sure if I'm correct on that. But if it is, then this one probably wouldn't be too terribly hard to do in a real world, but I'm not actually sure if that's what it actually was. Then you have to do the 3 frog lights in your inventory. I have no idea what this is, but when you go into his realm, you'll actually get all 3 of the frog lights in your inventory once you enter this area of the world, and you'll basically get this trophy for free. And this trophy actually, like, pretty much popped up for me because I don't even remember actually killing a mob. He probably has a mob spawner set up somewhere within it that allows it, and like an auto-killing farming mechanism that allows you to do it. This trophy is very easy in his world because you just have to sneak past the sensor without triggering it. I have no idea what a skulk sensor actually is in the real game, but, I mean, it's probably not terrible. It looks like it's actually the easiest of the 4 trophies from this DLC. This one, though, is a little bit buggy. Like, this one, some people took quite a while to make this trophy unlock when they were going for it, even in his world. So, it's like you have to... I think you have to feed the Allay a cake, and then you have to play a jukebox and wait for it to drop a cake next to it. I think that's what happened. I honestly don't really even know. But it looks like this trophy is considered to be buggy by a number of people, and they've struggled to get it. So, I mean, I would still recommend just, going into Cookiest Monster's world. I think there's a few other people out there that have realms as well that you can do this in. But if you do everything in his, you can get, like, a majority of the trophies throughout the base game and all of the DLCs without really having to put in too much effort. I think you still have to do the, whatever it is, the 100 Days trophy. I think you still have to do that one legitimately and a few others legitimately. But you can greatly speed up your process with all of the more difficult trophies throughout the game. I assume that he has something for that god-awful Shulker Box trophy. At least I would hope so, because that trophy, oh boy, that one's not fun. So, let's go ahead and sync up our trophies. So, level 783, 57%, 23,456 total trophies, 621 platinums, 3,909 golds, 6,240 silvers, 12,686 bronzes. Plans for the upcoming week. Well, one of them is obviously going to be the 2 versions of Horizon Forbidden West, because I will easily have that done soon. Like I said, I need no more than 30 more tokens. So I should have that knocked out on either Monday or Tuesday of this week. So that really shouldn't be a problem. I'm not worried about that at all. I will say, though, if you're going to auto-pop it, make a manual save before purchasing the final item. Then purchase the final item, then download your save onto the PS5 version and buy the final item there just to make sure it unlocks, because like I said, it's real finicky about auto-popping for some reason, even though it worked perfectly fine throughout the base game. So I have no idea what the issue is there or what the disconnect is, because it doesn't make any sense. As for LEGO Star Wars, I think there's a good chance I won't be finishing this one this week, purely because I'm going to be busy this coming weekend and won't be able to stream. My family's coming down because it's Father's Day, so again, as I've talked about before, they don't really have anything fun they can do around home for celebrations for either holidays or birthdays or Mother's Day, Father's Day, so they always come down here because there's way more to do and way better food. Plus, they want to be down here to see me, of course, but that's definitely another part of it. So because of that, there's a good chance that I probably won't be streaming this coming week, or it would have to be like maybe a much shorter stream or something, but I don't think there's going to be one this coming weekend, so I would say we're probably going to just hold off on LEGO Star Wars. I mean, I'll probably still get a couple of trophies this week, just working on random things just so I can set up for a live stream, or it could just be like a short stream maybe on next Sunday afternoon or something. That could be interesting. Just do a shorter stream next Sunday afternoon and just finish it off because there's not that much left. So yeah, that's Lego Star Wars. Oh, that was weird. I just got a random like thing happened on my thing. I don't know. I know that was very descriptive. But anyway, currently plans are Lego Star Wars and Horizon, obviously, and then hopefully go back to Ghost of Tsushima this month, as well as The Division, even though I've said that a million times now, and I'm honestly less and less thinking about actually wanting to suffer through that again. I mean, unless I can find people that can carry me through it, I'm just not sure I want to keep putting in the effort because it's so brutal and so unfair, and it just takes so much time that I don't really have. So we'll see about that, unless they ever do like another global event that makes it way easier or something. That's another possibility, but I don't know if that's really likely. Then for July, Black Ops 3 and GTA 5, at the very least, the heists and the easy stuff for the Doomsday Heist, which is everything but the last two trophies that I also don't know if I'll ever finish. August, possibly The Division 2 and Dead Island. I mean, again, Division 2, people have told me that it's definitely easier, but again, I kind of want to hold off on that one until there are more, like, trophy guides out for all the DLCs, and even then, I'm still not sure I really want to suffer through it after how much the original ones pissed me off. Dead Island Riptide, though, I'm not worried about that one. I know it's buggy, but at least it's short, and the multiplayer stuff is easy to knock out. And then September through December, COD Classic, Shadow of the Colossus, Uncharted 3, Conan Exiles, Outer Worlds, and several other games that I haven't even touched yet. So, yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already. Video schedule should be pretty normal this week overall. Hopefully I'm actually going to finally get around to uploading the possibly first video of a possible new series this coming week that's cooking related, so hopefully I can do that. I also still need to record the Fallout New Vegas, or finish recording and editing the Fallout New Vegas getting kicked out of a casino with one luck, because I think that's going to be entertaining. So yeah, other than that, though, stuff should be normal aside from, of course, probably not streaming this week. But that's fine, you know, give myself a little rest from it because I've been trying to hit it hard recently. And I gotta say, the Lego Star Wars streams, some of those have done just insanely well. So thank you guys for all that support. So that is going to be it for this video. I will see you guys later this week for some more content.